Now, something that I want you to understand, revival is conditional upon God. Now, I told you that humility and prayer and seeking the face of God and turning from our wicked ways, they are conditions of revival, but we need to recognize that they are not a magic formula. 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14 is not a magic formula. It's not something that we just do and say, okay, we've done this, now God, you have to do that. No, revival is absolutely conditional upon God. God will have mercy upon who he has mercy. But when we do turn from our wicked ways, when we do seek his face, when we do pray, and when we do humble ourselves before him because we know that we are children of God and we're called by his name, then what God said he's going to do, he's going to hear from heaven, he's going to forgive our sins, and then he's going to heal the land. And so revival is conditional upon us doing what it is that God has called us to do. And what that's simply doing is saying, God, we believe you. God, we believe your word is truth. God, we're going to stand up on the principles of your word. And God, we are fully dependent upon you to bring us revival. The reason we're doing this is because we know that we can't do it. And God, we need you and we need you alone. If my people who are called by my name. And that's what God says, if we do it. So it is conditional. Every single one of these things are conditional, but revival begins with God and revival ends with God. Now we have to align ourselves up with God and we have to trust in God. We have to believe on God and say, God, we believe your word. We believe the standards. We believe the principles of your word. And so therefore we're going to line ourselves up. So if my people who are called by my name, not if Hollywood gets right, not if Washington gets right, not if the news media gets right, not if everybody else in the world gets right, if my people who are called by my name. And then you know what's going to happen? God said, I'm going to heal the land. And that's when a great awakening is going to take place within the land. Revival needs to take place within the church. And once revival takes place within God's people who are called by his name, the healing of the land is going to take place. And that great awakening where we see the lost people begin to get saved and come to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. So what we need to pray, God, would you heal this land? God, align your people up with you so that they would believe in the truths and the principles of your word, and send revival into your people and allow it to spread beyond to where a great awakening would take place where you would heal your land. Would you pray that with me?